Hey there, history buffs and curious minds. Ever wonder what life was like in America way back in the 1800s? Picture this: schools without smartboards, farms without tractors, and factories that were just starting to crank up. It was a time when kids learned values alongside their ABCs, and inventors were busy shaping the future with newfangled gadgets like the steel plow and sewing machines. From Noah Webster's blue-backed speller to John Deere's revolutionary plow, the 1800s were packed with breakthroughs in education, industry, and transportation that set the stage for our modern world. So, grab a snack, get comfy, and let's dive into a time of horse-drawn wagons, penny newspapers, and the birth of the American innovation. In the early 1800s, education in America looked pretty different from today. Schools were often family-run. Parents paid tuition, provided books, and sometimes even gave food and clothing instead of cash to the teacher. Kids learned not to just do reading and math, but also values like spirituality and patriotism. One famous educator, Noah Webster, created the blue-backed speller, which sold over 60 million copies and helped set the standard for American English. He even published a dictionary in 1828 that shaped the way we spell words today. William McGuffey's Reader, published in the 1830s, was another huge hit, selling over 122 million copies. These books taught kids morals, patriotism, and of course, basic subjects. Meanwhile, Horace Mann worked really hard to push for public education, helping establish state-funded schools in the mid-1800s that offered a wider range of subjects and reached more children, especially in the North. By the 1850s, many public schools were teaching reading, writing, arithmetic, and more. As education grew, so did colleges and universities, with some opening in the Midwest and others becoming co-ed. Libraries and lecture halls popped up as people thirst for knowledge and their knowledge grew, even among adults and factory workers. By the 1830s, daily newspapers were becoming more popular. The New York Sun sold papers for just a penny, while magazines like the Atlantic Monthly shaped public opinion and promoted American literature. While education was booming, so was innovation. Farmers who had once used basic wooden tools started adopting new inventions that revolutionized the agriculture world. John Deere's steel plow and McCormick's reaper helped make farming more efficient, while Eli Whitney's cotton gin, invented in 1798, turned cotton into a major cash crop for the South. Unfortunately, it made slavery more in demand for cheap labor. By the early 1800s, America was also going through its industrial revolution, with factories popping up everywhere. Samuel Slater memorized British textile technology and set up the first U.S. textile factory in 1790. As steam-powered factories grew, so did inventions like the power loom and the sewing machine. Isaac Singer improved the sewing machine in 1851, making it affordable for home use, which revolutionized clothing production. Transportation was also improving. Roads went from being rough trails to paved turnpikes, and the steamboat, invented by Robert Fulton, made river travel faster. Canals like the Erie helped goods move cheaply across the country, and railroads eventually connected the East Coast to the Midwest. Communication also advanced with the Pony Express, the telegraph, and the transatlantic cable, linking continents almost instantly. As factories grew, so did new social classes. Investors got rich building large factories, and workers, often including women and children, put in long hours for low pay. This led to a growing gap between the rich and the poor. But amidst all the industrial changes, Americans' culture was booming. Writers like Edgar Allan Poe and Henry Wadsworth Longfellow, artists like Thomas Cole, and musicians like Stephen Foster helped create a unique American identity. By the end of the 1800s, America was a country buzzing with new ideas, inventions, and ways of life. From schools and books to factories and railroads, these changes helped shape the America to be the one that we know today.